Generic greetings and welcome to Feed the Reactor. Today's beverages: a very carbonated yet nicely chilled lime cola, a very sharp beverage indeed. So welcome to the demo of Feed the Reactor. This is billed as a incremental game about fueling a reactor. When I say incremental, it's a clicker. So the idea is that you click some buttons and things will happen. Normally, more stuff appears on the screen. Now, these can often be quite cathartic, quite moorish, some may say addictive. I am predisposed to this sort of game. I do quite like spending a bit of time on them, but it normally depends on the theme, actually. Yeah, I know there's many clicker ones, but this was about being a reactor. I thought we'll give it a go. It obviously is a demo after all. But the idea is that we can, in this particular case, spawn some fuel. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 bits of fuel. And those are going to sort of hover around the center of the reactor, and we can push them around with our mouse. However, they're not going to do anything because we need to react with something else. In this particular case, it's an igniter. It damages surrounding fuel, releasing its energy, uses material, and this is the material here. So you can see it's coming along, it's pulsing, and as it basically destroys and does damage to that fuel, we get our upgrade progress and we gain a certain amount of points. And then once that is done, we can then go ahead and get some upgrades. And the idea with these clicker things is just to get more of the upgrades, get it sort of faster, more points, and go from there. So for example, we can spend 150 of these points, which is energy, to get a maximum amount of material. So I'm just going to keep adding material. Obviously, there are auto things as well. We're just going to see how we get on with this video here. I don't know exactly how long we'll last on this one, and I don't know how far the game goes, at least the demo anyway. I'm just going to get some more fuel energy. So every time this goes, we're going to get even more energy. We can see this is going up here. So unlock reactor levels. It's 390 out of 550. Eventually, there will be like essentially a threshold, like a sort of certain amount of power output the reactor has to get to in order to unlock the next bit. So yeah, we'll see how we get on there. Let's go ahead, and there you go. So there's the threshold. So we've now got another threshold, and I'm just going to keep spawning some fuel. I've also spawned another igniter there, so that should hopefully increase things. You can see the meter goes up and down as we are generating this, and once it gets past the marker, we then start to have the other bar move up. It's basically sort of like gives you a little bit of sort of grace period, and then once it's up the top there, you get to the next level. So the next reward is an auto fuel, so I don't have to continue clicking here. Let's go with extra fuel energy, and that's going to obviously increase this here, but we have to make sure that we keep feeding the reactor and getting that balance right. Eventually, you might actually get it wrong, and you run out of material, and in which case you're gonna have to dump the entire reactor's contents. I don't know where. It doesn't exactly specify. I can't imagine it's somewhere overly safe, but perhaps that's not a narrative that we actually need. But anyway, yes. As I said, we're going to continue generating here and see what we can get. So there's a bit more fuel, and we're already past the threshold there, which is good. So that's going up and up and up, and we're still progressing on. We're just going to keep sort of increasing our capacity, and there is our next level. So that's good. We can now go to, if we want to, auto fuel, and that's going to start to pump in the fuel on these like spinny things here. It doesn't specify what type of reactor. I'm going to guess well, not internal combustion. Yeah. It's quite an analog thing, isn't it? Anyway, quite an abstract thing. So yes, we can go ahead and get some more fuel energy. The next one is an igniter damage upgrade. So that means that you can see as these ignite, it's generating 5 energy as they do that. Obviously, the auto fuel is now on, so that's fine. As I say, you can push these around if you do so desire. So the idea is just to get as much stuff in the reactor as possible, keep upgrading, and go from there. Add material, convert energy into material. Material is required for fuel and elements. That is the maximum amount, I think. I don't know if that increases the amount that spawns. I don't actually know exactly how much what the spawn rate is. You can change the amount you put in down here, so we're just putting 1 in at the moment, but it goes up to 50 times, so I'm guessing that this can get quite large quite fast. But there you go. Let's see, we'll give it a go and see how far we get on in this little look at the demo there. And we've got some nice sort of ambient music in the background, some nice sort of again in the background in the screen we've got like nice sort of swirls going on, different colors, etc. So yeah, quite an ambient experience there. Let's see, loads more fuel coming in, which is excellent, and we're approaching the next level of the reactor, which is good. I'm going to wait until we get enough energy for, well, more fuel energy, which is there. That might take us over to the next level. Reactor is currently level 1. Energy per second is 46. Next threshold is 50.40. So, yeah. Don't know if we need to go with extra fuel, but why not? Extra material, should I say. It's 588 energy to get the next level, and we'll get that now. So we're up to 0 of 18, and we are approaching the next threshold. We're on 52, 55, 58. It is increasing, and that should get us to the next level, which is the igniter damage upgrade, which is really, really cheap because we've never got this before. So we're just going to mash that. So we've now went from 5 energy up to generating 10 energy, and we're going to continue doing that because it doesn't, I don't know if it actually damages these anymore. I'm not actually too sure, but let's just bring that up and get more energy. I'm going to probably bring this up to hopefully say generating probably 20 energy. That would be quite nice, although maybe go ahead and maybe leave it there. We'll increase the amount of material that we bring in. I don't know if we need another igniter or not. Maybe we do. I'm going to save up for one more igniter. There we go. Now I'll put auto fuel back on. Maybe that's overdone it, but we'll see how we progress on with that one there. So yeah, generating more energy, which is going up. Currently energy per second is 102. There we go. We've just passed the 102 level there. So the next one is 141.12. So that is our next threshold for that one. Let's go for more ignited damage. Fuel energy would probably be the way to go. And I know there's different shapes and stuff. I've seen like the page on the store page, and there's like loads more different types of, I think there's different types of fuel and stuff, so we'll have to see what we get as we go through this one. Let's go for more fuel there. I think I'm going to go for, well, the cheapest upgrade now is actually fuel energy. The next one is fuel/second upgrade. Okay, so we're going to pass that threshold in but a moment, and should be probably any second now. I'm going to go for more fuel energy there. We're up to 130. We need 141. Obviously, it does fluctuate based on the amount of fuel that's been pumped into the reactor there. Hopefully we don't Chernobyl this thing. Other nuclear disasters are available. And let's see where the next one is going to go with upgrade wise. I think we're just going to go with more fuel, I think. Yeah, so that's past the threshold. It's fluctuating on the threshold level there. So let's see, there we are, and then we've now got fuel per second, so that's what we want. We want even more fuel per second. This is going to really start boosting the amount of energy that we are generating. You can hear the little clicking noises there of stuff being brought in, the fuel there, and that's just going to massively increase the amount we generate. In fact, I could probably do with getting in another igniter. I think I'm going to put auto fuel off and put in another igniter, then put that back on, and then keep on going for extra fuel per second there. So maybe that's overdone it a little bit, although no, it is pulling it out quite well. So more fuel per second, which is what we want. Going to probably get up to hopefully 10 fuel per second, although it's only going up by 0.5 every upgrade, so that's not ideal. Next threshold is research tab and a flask upgrade. I don't know what the flask upgrade is. Let's go with igniter damage. And we're going to have to keep on top of all of this one. So we'll probably go with more igniter damage. So 2.3k, 1.9, 1.9, 1.9. So everything is pretty much leveled off. I'm going to go with igniter damage. I'm going to go with the next level, which is again 1.9k. And that will give us 20 igniter damage. So every time those go, we're generating 20 energy. So we're increasing the output of the reactor, which is all good. Fuel energy will also have to go up as well. Obviously that will increase the amount of energy we get, and then in turn increase the amount of upgrades we can get as well. So we're currently generating energy per second 160 there or thereabouts, and we need to get just under 400, 395.14 to be precise. So yeah, there's a lot to work towards there. Obviously the threshold is on the right. So we're about a third of the way to the next threshold. So let's just keep maybe pumping in the fuel like so. Yeah, extra fuel per second. Putting that in there. Do I need any more? Do I need any more igniters? I don't think I do. Actually, you know what? I will put another igniter in there. So there we go. It only costs 4 to get another igniter in. So there we go. More fuel per second. Might have overdone that there because there's all of these going off, but it's not. Yeah, there's not enough fuel to ignite. Okay, that's potentially a problem. So I'm gonna have to go with maybe fuel energy, ignited damage. I think I've put too many igniters in. I think that extra igniter there has actually stalled the reactor now. That's not good. Okay. Yeah, this is why there is a dump level. So there is, you know, some, other than just like getting more, like a lot of clickers, it's just generating more numbers. Make the numbers go up. There is some more sort of mechanics involved in this one, trying to not stall a reactor, getting the nice threshold, the nice balance, because I had you know, a lot more energy per second earlier before I put that extra igniter in. There is a -1 there. Can you remove one? Doesn't look like you can. Okay, well, we'll just go extra fuel per second and we'll see if we can generate more fuel and just keep putting that in. It's the reactor's climbing now. We're up to 180 there, which is good. That's what we want. And again, we're going to go with extra fuel per second. Just keep increasing the amount of fuel. It's going to cost 4k in order to get the next level of that one there. We are approaching almost the halfway point of the next upgrade. That'll give us a research tab and a flask upgrade. I'm not too sure what the latter is. Actually, not too sure what the former is, the research tab. I know roughly what it will entail. It'll give us different upgrades for the reactor. I don't know whether it'll be side grades or just general percentage. You gain a little bit extra this, that, and the other, or whether it'll be, hey, you gain a certain bonus or, you know, something really, really special. But we shall see. Reactor is climbing to 200. I think I probably could do with maybe going for the next level of fuel per second, which will take us to do I want fuel per second, or is this I might actually I'm gonna go with igniter damage, because I just realized that the igniters, they're not, I think the fuel is overwhelming them a little bit, so I'm trying to balance this out to try and get the right amount there. So we'll go with more igniter damage, and there we go, because there was more fuel going in than the igniters were able to handle. So again, it's about maintaining that little balance, and that's the sort of thing I quite like, as opposed to just having one worker gather some crops. You now got 2 workers. You now got a windmill to times that by 2. You probably get what you're probably picking up what I'm putting down here in terms of sort of clickers. Yeah, I think the original, what was a cookie clicker? Yeah, browser. There's a lot of browser-based ones of these ones. Where are we at for fuel? Probably go with, don't want igniter damage. Probably want to go with fuel energy. There we go. And that's obviously going to increase the amount of fuel, which in turn makes us get more energy. Currently we've just passed the 200 mark, so that's over halfway, which is all good. I don't think I need to increase convert energy into material. I don't think I really need to do that one, but I haven't upgraded that for a while, so it seems sort of obvious to maybe have a couple of clicks on that one just to make sure we're all okay. Currently climbing to 230 plus a little bit of change there, which is all good. I think we'll go with ignited damage maybe. Yeah, we'll go with ignited damage. Why not? And that'll be all right. So that's all good. Probably go with another igniter damage. Actually, we're almost there on that level, and there we go. So that's 24 every time they pop, and like I say, try not to swamp the reactor and flood it with too much fuel. Make sure that there's a right amount of igniters and fuel, and with there being some gaps here, and like it looks like there's going to be 4 different things in each one, and maybe not in the demo, you understand, but you know, in the full version, one may imagine. Let's go with extra fuel energy. I think we could probably go with, there's a lot of fuel going in there. Yeah, maybe keep working on fuel energy. That's all right. we're over halfway now for the next threshold, which is good. Maybe igniter damage, why not? We'll go with that. Because once these have broken, that's when you gain your energy. So you have to damage them so much. Does it tell you how much energy? No, it doesn't tell you their HP. So once they go, then once they explode, then you gain your energy. So that's all good. So fuel per second, why not? Go on. So we're up to 10 fuel a second, which is what I was aiming for there, which is good. Appears to be in fairly stable output now, which is alright. I'm gonna go with maybe damage again, try to pop this fuel and get those points. I guess realistically the one you want the most is fuel energy to make sure you get past the next threshold, and it'll be interesting to see what the rewards are going to be. I think the next one we will go for will be fuel energy, because it's, apart from the, actually no, we'll go for this extra material available, because we are sort of lagging behind there, and it feels like we should be on probably about 30 now. Yeah, we'll see. We are generating just under, no, we're just past the 300 mark, actually 330 we went up to there at one point, which is all good. And we need to get to 395 and sit above that and be stable for, it's about 5 seconds I think, something along those lines. And yeah, okay. So we'll get this level up to, there we go, the next one, so maximum of 30 fuel in this thing. I think we could probably do with some fuel energy now, and that's going to get us past the threshold. In fact, we just managed to hit that for a moment there. The other bar started moving up, and then we'll get the research tab and the flask upgrade. So here we go. This should, now that I've put the fuel energy up, this should now start filtering through. There's a bit of a grace period, and we'll just wait for that to pass, where we start to increase the output of the reactor, and there we go. It's now hit the threshold. It's fluctuating around there. Once I get the next level of the fuel energy, that should reliably take us past that line, and then we should be able to get the next upgrade, and we'll see what it has to offer. I think I'm probably going to go with igniter damage. Actually, we could probably do with another igniter, actually, truth be told. I'm going to put another igniter in. There we go. So again, that might be a bit of a mistake, but we'll see how we get on. Let's go with igniter damage. And oh, look at that. That's in putting that in has massively altered the reactor. It's stalled that somewhat, which is a bit of a shame, but that's the balance that we have to try and find. I think the idea is don't just, I mean, not that you can spam the upgrades because you don't have the cost, you don't have the energy, but yeah, make sure you get a nice balance. So slowly alter things and trying to get that nice balance, rather than just go, yeah, just spam 6 igniters and you have 1 fuel, and yeah, basically you're gonna end up completely ruining the reaction. I do think we need to go for maybe extra fuel per second, perhaps extra fuel per second, I think, is the next upgrade we're going to go with. There we go. I think just with the extra igniter, it's probably what we need. I don't know if these 3 points indicate something like you want 3 fuel to each one of the igniters. I'm not too sure if that's, I'm just reading too much into the sprite of that, probably. But let's go with probably fuel energy, maybe. Yeah, it's interesting that we were at that point. We're at the cusp of getting to the next level, and then just adding in that 1 extra igniter completely messed it up. But we shall slowly get there. I mean, this isn't a totally accurate simulation of how a nuclear reactor works, and this is what all those guys with PhDs have to work towards to operate a reactor. Let's go with fuel energy. It takes 10k. There we go. And it does feel like we are creeping up towards that next level there, which is good. And yeah, that's all good. It only really comes out of this. It's only really come out of this part of the reactor, this funnel here. It's not coming out the other side. I wonder if one of the upgrades is to, yeah, make it come out of the other side. I don't think it would be unreasonable to assume that. Let's go with igniter damage. Why not? And obviously the more damage means that when the fuel splits, we get that energy. And the faster we do that, the better. Although we are sort of getting onto that point now. It's very strange that, like I say, we were on the edge of leveling that up and then now it's just sort of stalled. Went back down. I don't know if we need convert energy into material. Yeah, I don't know if we need any more of that. But it's something that we haven't upgraded for a while, so maybe there is a balance we have to strive for, so we'll do that. And fuel is coming out, that's all good. And there's the next level. There we go. The reactor is creeping up, which is exactly what we want to see. And I don't know what the next upgrade should be. Looks like we are passing the threshold now. Yeah, it was starting to generate there for a second. Let's go with igniter damage. And that should, with either that upgrade or the next couple, get us over the threshold, and then we'll see exactly what the flask upgrade is, as well as the are these the flasks either side? Could be. Yeah, we'll see what the next one brings, as well as the research tab. I'm going to go with fuel energy probably. Or do you want to go with igniter damage? Fuel energy, when in doubt. Seems like we've been stuck on this level of reactor, level 3, for quite some time. But reaction is still occurring, which is what we want. It's approaching threshold. It seems to be a fairly stable amount of fuel and reaction going on. Although maybe we do have a lot of spare. What we want is basically fuel to go in and then immediately sort of be going out. So we want to keep a very stable level. So maybe igniter damage just to get that fuel split faster. Because you don't want it just orbiting around the igniters. Oh, good grief, there we go. We're well over the threshold. And it's going up. It's going up. It might just reach it in a moment. Oh no, no, we've just passed. No, we've gone back under. It's fluctuating. It's over again. And, almost. Almost. There it is. So, research, flask. Increase the amount of research in each flask produced by a flask factory. Research. There you go. So, we have... Yes. Pump. 101. Unlock the fuel injection boosting pump. Igniter damage. Research per flask plus 15. So lots of upgrades there. Okay. Right. Fair enough. Let's go with... igniter damage. And let's go with pump. So you can just pump loads in. Ah, I see. Right. So you can just pump loads in. Right. Okay. Oh, right. That's changed things a little. So you go pump, and then just absolutely hammers the fuel into the reactor there. All right. Okay. Fair enough. That's fine. I think I'm gonna have to go with. What else could we get? Research per flask increased. Fuel energy plus 75%. Oh wow, that's 956 research points. But that's is that points you generate, or is it like a cap? I'm not sure. Let's go with fuel per second. Get some more fuel in there. Probably gonna have to have another igniter. Is there anything else in this tree that I can see? No, there's not. No, there's no trees, far as I can tell. Research per flask plus 15%. We're gonna pick that up. And let's go with more fuel per second. So the next threshold is 1.1k. We're currently generating about a third of that at 400. Just over a third. Which is alright. That one there Fuel energy plus 75%. I mean, that's just... We need to get that sooner rather than later, because that's just going to massively boost up the amount that we're gonna get there. So more research, more better, and it is the lowest point in all of this. Let's go pump, and yeah, see all of that absolutely hammering the fuel out now. That's a technical term that they use in fishing circles. Hammering. Where we were 555 research. We can get more ignited damage plus 50%. Right, that's going to massively change things now. Oh, look at the damage. Wow. So, yeah, go for that. And I think I want to go maybe extra material, because it's the one lagging behind now, as well as fuel energy, to be fair. We're over halfway for the next level, which is great. Pump that. Fuel energy is plus 75% for 956 research points. So that's good. And I think I'm going to go for maybe fuel energy. We're up to 843 research points, so we're almost on the next level. And as soon as we get that, this energy bar is going to... It's just going to shoot up, isn't it? It really is. There we go. So I've picked that, and that should, let's say, increase massively. I'm going to go with more research. I'll get the next couple of research things. There you go. We are passing 700, 750, 800, 850, 900. It's going up. It's going up a lot. I'm actually going to put another igniter in, I think, and send some more. Okay. What's the next level upgrade? More fuel. Yeah, there we go. I think more fuel per second as well at some point. The next level is material science. Obtain material times 10. Yeah, okay, but that's going to cost 2.2k. So quite an expensive thing. Well, there we go. Pump some more in. And that might take us past the threshold. There's 900 past. There's 1,000 past. And we're on to the next level, which is Flask Factories upgrade. Fuel energy upgrade. Yeah. So we're past the threshold. It's working. And just keep feathering that. Try to get next fuel energy. There we go. Maybe ignited damage of fuel per second. Still on cooldown. Keep pumping. How are we doing for research? It's going to take us a little while. Unlock the heater element and energy tab upgrade for heater elements. Heater elements. I'm tempted to go for that, actually. Heater element. As opposed to material times 10. We'll see. Let's just get more going here. Research per flask, we'll put that up. And there's the next threshold achieved. Let's just keep pumping the reactor full of fuel. Yep, we're hovering around that level now, which is good. It's slowly going up. That might get it. This is going to get it. There we go. Flask factories. Create additional flask factories. So there you go. There's a couple more. So research is going to go up a lot faster now. So I'm not worried about the next threshold just yet. We've already passed that. Reactor level 5, generating about 700 energy per second. Next threshold is 3.1k. It's up a little bit, isn't it? Obtain material times 10. I don't want to go with heater element upgrade. I think I want to go with the latter. Let's go with flask factories. Get that research going. We only need 3.3k and we're on 3.3. Oh, there's the 3.3 there. So there we go. So what's this? Increases the heat multiplier, which multiplies damage to fuel. Okay, so I'm going to go with 1, 2, and auto fuel. And I don't know if that is something we need. Oh, whoa, look at that. Heater buff. Oh, you get a buff to the... Right, so it basically increases the amount of energy by the look of it. Right, okay. So I'll probably go ahead and put another one of those in, and auto fuel, and then pump. And flask factories, yeah, why not? We got heat multiplier of 2.17, 2.26. That's going up. I've just flooded the reactor there. There's loads more fuel. There's plus 10 fuel just gone in. More flask factories. What's the next upgrade? Up to material, fuel energy plus 75%. Alright, so we are really going for it here. There we go. We still haven't got any upgrades for this thing, for fuel wise. But we'll see. Go with igniter damage. What are we low on? Not too sure. Not too sure. Maybe extra fuel per second. I haven't really been paying much attention to the output, but we're actually at a decent level. We're at yeah, we're at 2k actually. We need 3.1. So that's actually pretty good. I think we could probably benefit from another igniter. Look at that. There's another igniter. I don't know if we need another heater, but we'll see. Fuel energy can go up. What are we on for research? 7.5k. It's alright. Increase flask factories, research per flask. I think fuel per second. We are at, again, that 2k level. Research per flask is plus 15%. It's not a huge amount. I think I'd rather go with energy density, fuel energy plus 75%. Fuel enrichment. Unlock enricher element and energy tab upgrades for enricher elements. Igniter damage. Unlock radioactive fuel and relative energy tab upgrades. Okay, so there's lots of upgrades there. Fuel per second. And let's go with, say, let's go up to 50 material, if I can. Fuel energy plus 75%, there we go. I also think flask factories as well. Let's get another row of, let's get 2 more flask factories if we can. Maybe a heater buff as well, get that bonus. So just trying to keep the reactor on the edge here. There we go, it's going up. Flask factories. I'm going to go for 9, I think. Should be fine. Igniter damage I've been sort of not really paying too much attention to. There's flask factories. There's the 9. So it says it's went to just one box of 9. So you get a 3x3 grid and then changes to yeah, to the 9. So that's all right. You can go research per flask upgrade, heater buff. I think fuel energy. When's the next upgrade? It is research per flask plus 15, and we can get that in but a moment. Yeah, we'll go on, we'll pick it up, why not? I did this. Then it goes up to 50, and the next energy density is 285,000 research required. Okay. Igniter damage, that's fallen behind a little bit. As is material. And this is one of those games you could probably spend, I was going to say an inordinate amount of time on, but you just probably lose time. Like you won't realise what time it is until you check. and realise you've been on it for like an hour or 2 hours or longer. I think it would be easy to lose track of time on that one. Research per flask. Do I want to get that? The next one is fuel enrichment, I think, is the way forward. That's the lowest one. Let's pick up that twice to try and get this fuel enrichment, because I want to see what sort of bonuses that will afford us. We're up to 10k of research now. Yep, there it is. And pump. I keep on missing that. Ignite the damage. And you can see the reactor level goes up. The next reward is material plus 10. So that's pretty good. Let's keep doing that. Because we might actually get past the next level here. I'll keep on putting ignite the damage in just because there's so much fuel going in. We need to take that out, although I might be focusing a bit too much on that one. How are we doing for the next level of research? 15.5, and we need 16.5. So let's go with extra fuel per second. Pump the reactor. And what's this now? So this is an enricher. Each enricher increases the maximum energy of fuel entering the reactor. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Why not? I don't know why 4. Just it's happening. And then we'll go ahead and do that. And extra fuel energy. And oh yeah, so when it touches it, it's basically got this enrichment level around it, which is all good. But I think because of what I've put in, I've got too much. Yeah, I need more. I need the next level. I need to increase the amount of fuel that is available, because of the. I think I've just, let's say, put too much in the reactor. But when we get the next level, it's plus 10. We get plus 10 as well when we get to 16,000. So that's all fine. And we're actually past the next level anyway. So that's pretty good. Let's go with extra research per flask. Keep pumping in the material. And hopefully we'll get to the next level. Research per flask. Yeah, pumping in more. See that? We got almost halfway there. Probably do the same again here. Nah, it's pretty much went to nothing, which is a bit of a shame. Heat a buff, maybe? Yeah, you can see we're about halfway again there. Increase the multiplier for heater, because that's the lowest upgrade at the moment anyway. And looks like... No, we're just not going to get that next level, which is a shame. What I can do, though, is any second now I can go with... There we go, more fuel. So, fuel energy. That's absolutely hit the end there. And there we go. We now have the harness tab. Actually, I don't think that was that. I think it was just plus 10. But what was it? What was that? What was the next upgrade? I'm not sure. But whatever is happening, it seems to be working. Let's go. Oh, good grief! That's a lot of fuel in there. Ignite the damage. Put more in there. Let's go with fuel energy. Okay, it seems to be going beyond what is reasonable now. Extra fuel per second. Yeah, we need 8.6 for the next threshold, and we're at 5 already. So that's pretty good. The next level is irradiation, lock radioactive fuel, and the relative tab upgrades. Enricher. Increase the buff to fuel energy for each enricher in the reactor. Okay. Well, we'll do that. Heater buff as well, which we've been ignoring. And to be honest, we should probably go with extra flask factories, because those are fairly down at the moment anyway. And we're actually we're past the next level already, which is interesting. We spent a while on the previous level, but now we're able to get to, yeah, the next threshold by the look of it. Although it probably won't get there just yet. Let's see. Oh, there we go. We've now gone on to this, which is... That is energy harness. upgrade the level up of your passively based on your energy output. Igniter damage. So, I mean, I don't understand, like, you can just click on them and it levels it up? Why would you go max fuel HP? Igniter damage. Oh, so it's automatically leveling that up. Okay. Let's go with fuel per second, fuel per second, fuel per second, fuel per second, fuel per second. Oh, good grief! It's I think we're maxed out on that. Yeah. Okay, we're generating so much now. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm not too sure about that tab. Okay. Get the enricher going in. Pump more fuel. Next threshold is 24k. We're on 15. We'll keep putting in the heater buff. Get more igniter damage. More fuel energy. The next level for research is igniter damage plus 50% or irradiation, which I think we're going to go with. Flask factories, so there you go. We got 9 plus 5 more. Extra fuel per second, I think. And the heater buff as well, which is 91k. Research per flask, we've really let that down a little bit. So we'll get that, because it's one of the lowest. I don't know how much we're generating, but it feels like a lot. Let's see if I can get some just generally more fuel, because we're on just about 70 odd there. And I'm going to see what this next upgrade is going to be. Here we go. All right. Volatile fuel releases radioactive releases radicals when destroyed. Radicals increase the base energy multiplier for a short time. All right. Oh yeah, that's massively increased that. Right, okay. So is that the one you want to go for? Let's go with fuel energy. Oh, look at the amount that's going up there. So fuel per second. What's the next threshold? 68. Alright. I think we're going to have to go focus a bit more on research, actually. Because the next level is hyper-ignition, which is 56k. Actually, heater buff. We'll go for a heater buff. Get that going up. So why would you use base fuel? Releases energy when damaged. Uses material. Releases radicals when destroyed. Radicals increase the base energy multiplier for a short time. Well, so you just switch between the two. Not sure. There's no documentation that comes with it. And there's the next level, which is material plus 30. And I think we are overwhelming the reactor somewhat. Radical multiplier. Can mash that. There's an enricher buff. There's so many upgrades, to be fair. We're generating so many sort of points now that it's hard to it's hard to get a line on it. And we're up to what? 2.2 million, does that say? Demo victory. Right. Oh, have I just dumped the reactor? I think I might have done. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's start the reactor from scratch. I think I might have dumped that there by accident. Let's just see. And we need to do 1 billion. Okay. Is that per second or just get up? I think it's just get to point. Harnesser effectiveness. Oh, there's total material as well. You can just increase total material. Ignite the damage, going up. Fuel energy. There we go. Heater buff. And pump in loads more fuel. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to need 1, 2, 3, 4. At minus 20 now. Auto fuel. And then the normal one. And we're up to 5 million. So we're going to go with igniter damage. There's the total material going up, which is good. So we need to get to 1 billion. We're on 4%. Okay. Extra fuel per second, extra research. Why not? Because the research will give us, what's the next level? Fuel energy. Then you've got boom studies, unlock explosive fuel not available in demo. Alright, we're getting towards the end of that demo. Yeah, understood. And let's just see about going for extra research per flask. And extra flask factories. Switch between the two fuels. 6% now. Radical multiplier, which we've got some there. I think switching between the two is the way to go. Giving them that extra buff. And the richer buff, heater buff. Right, there's the volatile fuel. And truth be told, there's so much going on here at the moment now. I'm just looking for whatever's the cheapest. I'm going for that. Ignite the damage, I think. I'm going to go for that. $3.5 million for the next ones. Let's go extra fuel energy. Pump all them in. Then we'll switch over to the volatile fuel. I think I could actually go with one. No, I can't get any more of those. Put them around the outside. And then... No! Wrong button. Yeah, just ended up dumping it. Okay. That's not the right button to press. Do not dump the reactor mid-reaction. But we'll see. More flask factories to give us faster research. Let's go with that. I do think I want a couple more of them. Auto fuel. And more fuel energy. How are we doing for research? The next level will be energy density, probably. Harnesser. Total material, maybe, actually. Switch between the two. Where are we at? 13 million. Extra research per flask. Yeah, because I just want to get energy density. We're already a quarter of the way there for completing demo. And go with a heater buff. 28%. The reaction's increasing. Radical multipliers. We can go for the next level, which is obtain material plus 10 or fuel energy 75%. Well, it's going to be fuel energy, isn't it? Naturally, it's going to be the fuel energy. I'm going to have to go with igniter damage because basically there's so much in the middle now that we're just not, we're not doing. There we go. And almost on this next level, fuel energy. Right, that's gonna change things, I think, massively. Fuel per second is actually lagging behind now, so we'll increase that. We're already at 47%, so it's increasing exponentially. There we go. Total material's going up. What with total material? 120. Let's go with more ignited damage. More fuel. This goes in. What's the next research? Ignite the damage. It's in the 285k and then 643k. Yeah, there's a lot of that there. Let's maybe go for radical multi. Feels like we should probably go with maybe extra damage. I'm not too sure. Fuel energy. When in doubt, fuel energy. We're up to 65%. So, not long now until demo victory. But yeah, I mean, like I said, there's not a huge amount of documentation. Not that you probably need it. Would nice a bit more explanation, but maybe that's just me. Almost certainly. Yeah. I like the fact that you have to balance it. That's quite a nice touch. That is quite a nice touch. Or getting that nice balance. The dump button. It'd be nice if there was a confirm option. But again, that's probably just on me. Why would you go with max fuel HP? Do you just get more energy off it when it breaks? Could be. How are we doing for research per flask? Yeah, 224k. We need 285 for obtain material times 10. Smash that button there. We'll get this next one in but a moment. Heater buff. Let's pump loads of fuel in. Oh yeah, there we go. Reactor's going for it now. And there we go. More fuel, more better. More ignited damage. Harnesser effectiveness, yeah. Complete. Communication detected, apparently. I don't know what that is, but it won't go any further. Well, it appears that we have managed to complete the demo. Okay, that's fair enough. That's been a bit of Feed the Reactor. So, yeah, it's a clicker game. It's got, like I say, the whole get more numbers vibe. Shouldn't be too much of a surprise there. But I do like the theme of it and the mechanics of having to balance the reactor. Can't say I did well with that in this one. But I've enjoyed my time with it for the demo. Links in the description if you want to check it out yourself. And yeah, be interesting to see what other things have been what will be added in the full version. Obviously, you've got, by the look of it, 2 more things for your sort of fuel side of it, and then 1 more thing for your we'll call it enrichment slash your elements. So you've got your fuel and you've got your elements. So 2 more for fuel, 1 more for element. Appears to be a space there for another tab. Who knows what's going to be added and what other extras. Either way, we're up to over a million per second, which is pretty good. Anyway, that's been a bit of that, but a bit different. Don't normally feature this sort of thing on the channel, but I thought it would be, nice to check this one out. Either way, I hope you like what you see, and as always, links in the description. And as always, comments in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.